Hello, this week I will analyze an article by Coeli and Green from 2012 titled Leadership Affects School Principal and Student Outcomes. Their purpose was to estimate the size of the net effect of principals on graduation and standardized test results. Their methodology was an adaptation of the technique used by Rifkin et al. In 2005 in their study of teacher effects to identify a lower bound estimate of the variance in the quality of individual school principals. They used an empirical strategy with two main components: lower bound estimate of the variance in the quality of individual principals and the impact on student outcomes to obtain a direct statistical test, and a simple dynamic model of the effect of principals on student outcomes, allowing a potentially cumulative effect over time. The participants were all students entering the 12th grade in public high schools, with at least 25 students from 209 schools. Their study was conducted in British Columbia, Canada, during 1995 to 2004. For procedures, the author had two models: simple regression as a linear function of school principal and individual effects like neighborhood, gender, language spoken at home, individual cognitive and non-cognitive abilities, plus a random error term assumed to be independent of the other factors from school environment components. The second model included the school leadership effect as a weighted average from the previous year and the full individual principal effect of the current year. The analysis of the study offers statistical proof on principal's quality measured by student outcomes, but it is not clear what characteristics principals need to improve quality. The methods provided important information from the economics viewpoint. Data appears objective and non-biased. This article contributed to the educational economics, efficiency, and human capital research. Results indicate that there is sizable heterogeneity in school principal quality, particularly affecting 12th grade English exam scores. Coeli and Green found that a principal who is one standard deviation better in the effects distribution implies that graduation rates will be 2.6% higher and English exam scores will be 2.5% higher. Given the estimates for the adjusted year 2 measure, a principal would only reach 20% of his or her full effect after year 1, but would be 93% by year 4. T-test. The mean for graduation rate in 1 year was 0.78. In 2 years, it was 0.82, and English exam scores were 68.9%. The average graduation rates vary significantly across these public high schools, from a low of 35% to a high of 93%. The distribution of graduation rates is skewed to the left, with most schools having graduation rates around 0.8, but some schools having quite low graduation rates. The distribution for test scores was approximately bell-shaped with no apparent skewness. The variance in principal quality using the time invariant effects model had a statistical significance or p-value at the 5% for graduation year 1 and year 2, and 10% level for English test scores. The interpretation of results shows some evidence of principals affecting the student outcome and English exam scores, but only weak evidence of principals affecting graduation rates. In general, the point estimates are larger when the sample is restricted to schools that have 3 or fewer principals leading the school over a time period. This provides potential support for the hypothesis that principals may take a number of years to affect a school. After applying adjustment to cover the variance of the true principal effects, the estimates indicate that a 1 standard deviation more effective principal would raise graduation rate by 2.6% points from the mean of 82 if left in a school forever, which means allowing their full effect. A 1 standard deviation more effective principal would raise English exam scores by 2.5 percentage points if left in a school forever. This study is useful to prove impact of principals on student outcomes. If confirmed, it confirmed the need for further study and specific pathways to improve principals' training. Conclusions. Results indicated that individual school principals can matter in terms of affecting high school student outcomes, under the assumption that a given principal's impact is the same for each year he or she is at the school. The authors did not find any statistically significant effect of principals on graduation rates, on only limited evidence of impacts on grade 12 English exams results. However, when they allowed for the possibility that it takes time for principals to have their full effect on a school, they found that individual principals can have substantial impacts on both outcomes if given enough time at a school to make their mark. The results show a high rate of principal turnover, which may be a call for public policy to increase efforts to retain good principals. The limitations include not following students longitudinally, assuming principals did not rotate schools in 3 years, and not be able to identify specific pathways through which principals affect student outcomes, nor the strategies used by effective principals. Thank you for listening. I wait for your feedback. Bye.